All right, everybody, back. Our dream, our purpose. I'm B. Gonna do some tear downs and melts. Tear down day, gonna do a simple fan. This is a box fan, it's filthy. They actually spent most of his life in a cattle barn. So it's dirty, dusty, quit working. So we're gonna tear it down, see what we can get out of it. I anticipate copper out of the motor itself, copper out of the cord. Normally don't strip these down, but we'll try to strip this down. We'll get the copper out of the motor and let's see what we can melt. There's some aluminum there, great. If not, we'll do the copper. But I'll get you a close-up of tearing it down, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's get to it.
These are just some simple screws holding the plastic cover in on both sides. We'll take those out and then we'll focus on getting the motor out. That's all there is to it. I don't recommend a hammer if you're trying to repair something like this, but scrapping things out, getting the copper or aluminum, whatever, out of things, hammer is one of your better tools. So you do what you got to do to get everything torn apart. And if you watch any of my videos in the past, you've seen me do this before. Basically just cutting one side of the copper off. And then once we get the one side off, you're able to see it clearly. And I'll use an air hammer, which somebody commented and mentioned it helps out. So I've gotten that. Use it, it works pretty well. Just use an air hammer. I'm just pushing the copper through the metal, and then the metal is a lot of sheet plates, little plates, so you'll see them popping up, me pulling them off from time to time, but just push it through, get the copper out, and then we'll go from there.
All right, you saw us tear the fan apart. Fan's pretty easy. Just the outer pieces and then taking the motor off the frame itself. Took the fan blade off the motor and tore the motor apart and was able to get this copper out of the inside. I still need to clean it up a little bit. There's some pieces that hold it together. It's a little, you see it actually falling apart here. I'll actually take that apart. So we'll have it into little pieces and get all that torn down. And then also the cord itself. Some of these smaller cord pieces here I won't strip down. There's not much in it. But this bigger cord, I actually will. I'll strip that down. We'll get that out. So let's go ahead and don't worry, I don't throw that away. Actually, I'll take that to the scrapyard. Same with this. It's all coated wire. Scrap it out for that.
So what I'm showing here is if when you're doing a cord like this, a plug, first thing I do is use a utility knife to separate the two, so I'm just dealing with one at a time. And then here I'm just lightly thinning one section to get to the copper so I can actually pull the copper through. Again, if that's all you have is a utility knife, use a utility knife. I actually have a stripper, electric stripper, I'll show you here. In this type of cord, the stripper, it's not as hard, it's more of a rubber, so it doesn't cut through it as well for me. Maybe I need some adjustments, things like that, but I send it through multiple times, let it loosen it up, cut some, and then I just peel it off. But whatever tool, I'll try to show you a couple different options that I use based on what you have. So let's finish it up.
All right, done tearing the fan apart for the most part. This is out of the wire. You've seen a couple different ways I stripped the wire. I hope I explained that to you. I like to give you different options, not just force it one way every single time. Whatever you have, use what you have. And then this was the motor that we actually took apart. Still got a little cleaning up, a few little pieces on it. But as the furnace, we use an electric furnace this time because it's not a lot. As it's warming up, we'll be able to clean this up a little bit more. But I'll get you a little more close-up on this, and we'll get to melting. I'm going to melt tomorrow. For you, it'll be just like this. We're back. That quick. I know. Next day for me, seconds for you. As I mentioned, we're going to melt some copper. We've got the electric forge here. I'm going to start, so some of these pieces here have a little bit of plastic on them, a little bit of glue, not plastic, glue on them. So I'm going to clean those off while this is warming up. So we'll actually start with these. Don't know yet what I'm gonna pour them into. So we'll get this warming up, we'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll start melting some more, and we'll see what we're gonna pour it into, all right? Let's get it started. Basically what this is, should be 1150, so that's at Celsius. I like to go higher than what it melts at, just to make sure it's actually melted, clear, pure, best we can, liquid form. So we'll go ahead and let this warm up, and we'll get back to you shortly, all right?
All I'm doing here is using a pair of pliers to break some of the glue or epoxy off of the copper. Can't get it all off, but the more the better, so it doesn't dirty up the copper. Here it's warming up. I'm going to add a little more to it, and just a recommendation, you should use gloves when you're doing this. I didn't in this scenario, but it wasn't as hot, but a little later I'll use pliers. And then you'll see it starting to flame up. I slow that down a little bit just so you can see the flame, but it's that glue or epoxy burning off. Again, tried to get as much as I could, but there's still some inside, so.
Seems to be getting up to temperature. Seems to be melting good. Since there's not a lot of it, I'm gonna pour some small ones, but it won't hurt to go ahead and put this in. We'll see. So let's, now you see me drop some in earlier, it wasn't as hot as it's getting warmer. I like to use tools. No reason to risk burning myself. And what you see is I got most of the glue off. There's still some on it, so that's as it gets in this heat, that's what's melting off. No, what I'll actually do is let that, leave it open like that, let that burn off a little bit.
Here we're just warming the molds up. Just want to get any moisture whatsoever that's in the molds out, so we don't have any steam explosions is what they're called, I believe. So just warming them up. Here I'm just doing little slower pours, little smaller pours, trying to really get better at it, the smaller pours. So working on that, and then we'll actually put them in the water to cool them off. And what's funny is there's outer, typically on these, on the copper when I do them, there is an outer layer. You see it's more of like a silver color there. The bottom isn't, but when I put it in water, it cleans a lot of that off, and then I'll clean them off by hand as well. But with these being smaller, they don't take as much to cool down. But let's get them in the water. Here I'm just trying to capture every bit of copper that we dropped, that we poured. The final bit of it was little specks and things like that, so I'll capture all those, save them for a pour later. But just that's what I'm putting in the water, just to cool all of them down one by one.
All right, we're all done pouring. I cleaned them up a little bit. Let me pull you a little closer. We'll actually show you what we did and weigh it out too. So come on, come a little closer. All right, there we go. So at the scale, turned it on. This little bar we made, there wasn't a lot of copper in it, so I made some smaller ones I normally don't do, but the bar itself, 4.75 ounces. Here's a little round mold I have. I thought it'd be cool to do something like this, kind of like a thicker coin, and then stamp it. I'm actually working on some stamps. I'll show you those as soon as I come in. Puts this up to 6.7. Another little bar here. It just gives me opportunity to do some finer metals, gold, silver. Wanted to see how it would pour, how the copper would pour. To make some little bars. Now we're up to 7.53. It was at 6.7, so that little bar right there is almost an ounce. It's copper, but it's still, this is a round coin, as you can see, type. We're up to 8.19, and then the rest here, move these over. It's just some of the spills, but I didn't want to get rid of them. I'll put them in a little jar. This was starting to be a bar, but some little pieces. All right, we're up to 8.82 ounces of copper. It's clean copper that we have now. This is an old fan that was broke. Gonna get thrown away. Instead of just throwing it away, separate it, plastic, recycle that. Metal goes into a metal, and I scrap that out. And then the copper itself, got a good amount of copper here. So we'll keep collecting, go from there. Keep watching, like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Any comments? I'm getting more and more comments. It's helping me learn. I had some subscribers actually comment, and I went to their channel and actually learned from it. I'm going to show some of that in future video, but thank you guys for being there, keeping me motivated, keeps us doing what we do. So we enjoy doing it. Hope you enjoy it. If you want to see anything else, let me know. All right. Thanks a lot. Our dream, our purpose.